You got the questions and shit, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my fucking studio's a mess, man. Hold on 1 second. This is anonymous. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, I should be able to pick you up on a recording because I hear you. Alright. Start when you're ready.
You need me to disguise my voice?
No.
Are you going to disguise my voice?
I'm going to make it sound good. It's just a regular interview.
Oh, I thought you was doing this other deal.
No.
Oh. Alright. You ready?
Yep.
Where are you from and how long have you been in the rabbit hole?
For fuck's sake, don't you want to know who I am?
You fucking pricks. Let's start with question 1.
I sent a
Who do
memo.
we have here today? Hello?
Well, you have me. Peyton. No,
Yeah.
I ain't scared to be me. I don't have to hide behind fake accounts and have my friends put people on blast. I'm me. Next.
Where are you from and how long have you been in the rabbit hole?
Well, I was born and raised in Indiana. I moved to eastern Kentucky about 11 years ago. I raised Rottweilers and shit like that before moving here. I done quite a bit in Rottweiler. But I moved here and it seemed like everybody had a hound. I didn't know nobody. And I thought, hell, I'll get a hound, give me and my kids something to bond on, have something to talk about. Because at that time they was in their teens and thought they knew everything, and I spent more time wanting to choke them than having anything in common to talk about. So I thought, I'll get a couple hounds and we'll get into this, and maybe we can find something to talk about in the field, about the dogs, and leave all the other shit out of it. But, it was cool. But they was already at the age they found out what pussy was. And, you know how that goes, man. You can only imagine my boys. I mean, hell, look at me. I'm all about it. But, that's when I started getting into hounds. I didn't know anything. I just, everything I do, I want to do the best. So I thought, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, hell, man, I'll get into hounds. I'll take over the beagling world. So I bought a couple dogs, pups, Northway bred from a dude down here. And right after I handed him my money, man, he started telling me about 3 dogs he had sold twice and made like $3,000 on. The first guy he sold them to down south called him and didn't like them, told him he could have them back, and he had give him like $1,200 for them or something. And the guy even met him halfway to give them to him. Didn't get his money back. And I thought, what the hell, man? I just handed this dude $300 and he's telling me about how he fucked people. You know what I mean? And that was my first taste of some of the shit that goes on in the beagling world. And I just ain't cut out like that, man. I'm a black and white kind of guy. You know, if you say something, stick to it. It's not worth $100, $500, $1,000 to screw your name up like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but that was my first taste of it. I didn't have them dogs long. Right after I was running with that guy a little bit. I just paid attention to some of the shit he was doing. It didn't match what he would say. You know, dogs should be this, the sport's like this. But what he was doing was the opposite of what he was saying was the right way. And I kind of paid attention to that. And I ended up talking to Barry Pace from South Carolina. Great guy, great houndsman. He ain't no big name in the sport or nothing, but he's a damn good guy, and he knows hounds, bloodlines. As a matter of fact, him and Dexter Riffett's probably 2 of the best at bloodlines that I know. Chris Blackburn, he's another good one. But he told me about a blue tick, and I like blue ticks. But I gave $1,000 for my turbo-powered Blue Buddy dog from a feller. I think he was from Tennessee, but I met him in Lexington. And the dog was about 5 years old right then. And I had went and run with a couple guys out here where I live. And before I knew it, my dog, Fireball, Blue Buddy, was an internet sensation, man. He was doing shit on the internet that I never seen him do in the field. He was just a hound. He's still here. He's just a hound, man. Good jump dog. Honestly, I ran him in 2 or 3 trials. I took 6th or 9th at the Little World. I can't remember. He put on a deer clinic there. And a couple club hunts, which we'll get into later, I guess. Honestly, he's more of a progressive dog. And it took me a long time to realize that, you know. I run him at a hunt in Ashland, and he was scoring, getting the jump strikes. And Daryl, I forget his last name out there, was judging. It was kind of a windy day, and old Fireball would walk a line out. And there's some young dogs there, man. They would swing and cut you to death. And they was scoring big on me. And after the hunt, you know, Daryl said, you know, I judge progressive pack, and if this was a progressive pack hunt, that dog 250 to nothing all day long. I was kind of offended. You know what I mean? This son bitch just told me my dog was a progressive pack dog. Well, I'd never been to a progressive pack hunt. Still haven't. But I've been around progressive pack dogs since then. I ain't got nothing against them. Obviously, I think I got one. But, yeah, that was my introduction into beagling and the sport. I don't know. Next.
Who are some of your mentors in the sport, and what are some of the most valuable lessons you have learned from mentors? kind of covered that in the second question. I don't
Well,
really need more depth.
honestly, and this might surprise some people, I learn more from guys that I have watched. I don't have to really talk to them. I can watch and observe what they say, how they carry themselves, their dogs. And some people I talk to, Dexter Riffit, on breeding schematics and stuff, he's the man. To me, my style of dogs changed since then, but as far as breeding and knowing your shit, he knows. Barry Pace, like I said, great guy. I mean, when I first got into sport, I got a phone call and it was him in that South Carolina voice asking, "What the hell's wrong with you, Peyton?" Obviously I was doing it all wrong. Great dude, man, helped me a lot. And Chris Blackburn, he's a friend I don't get to talk to a whole lot. He stays pretty busy, but it could be 20 years from now, and if I see him, it's like we seen each other yesterday, and we're all about the dogs. And great dude. And Trent Wood. It's another dude. On internet and Facebook, it's something different for everybody. And I don't want to speak for him, but it's fun and games for him. If he can get in your head and twist you up, oh, that's a score. That's a big score, I think he truly gets an erection doing that. But as far as dogs and shit, Trent knows. Everybody can bust his balls about, oh, he don't own that dog or this dog. Trent made them dogs too, He's the one who works them, campaigned them. He's got his beef with Little Pack, and that's all good. That's him, but he still knows the dog. You can't take that away. So I've learned some things from him. I've got a young dog from their stuff that I'm liking real good. And hell, I learned a lot. Even Chad Campbell, God, this group is. I've learned a lot from a lot of people. Not only about dogs, but life. About myself, man. A whole lot about myself. Some of it I didn't like. But it is what it is. Next.
Alright, next question. How long have you competed in the sport, and what format have you competed in?
Well, I guess I've been around about 11 years. I started within a year of getting into beagling when I moved here. My first hunt was a club hunt out here at Redbush. I didn't tell anybody I was going. I had run dogs with people like Mike Maynard, cool dude, his Cold Blue 2 dog, and he had a little badass female. But he used to come out and run with me. I had talked to Travis Taylor, another awesome dude, and you could put him on a mentor list and laugh at me all day, but he's stand up, and I go to war for him. I don't care. But I had talked to people like that, run with different people, run with a lot of dogs. Ray Atkins, dude, one stand-up dude in the world. One of the guys that truly live his religion, and he doesn't try to force things on you, but he leads by example, just awesome dude. And, but I started in Little Pack because most of the people I knew were in Little Pack. That was my first hunt at Redbush, but I had went Well, we'll get into that later. I told you all I was ADHD. I mean, I'm all over the map, I know. Sorry. But yeah, I started Little Pack. And this last year or so, I got to go to Midwest, and I really favor it, man. It's got way more pluses than it does negatives for me when I compare the two, you know, as far as the style of dog, the atmosphere, the fun level. I mean, it's there, man. I like it. Next.
Alright, next question. I'm scrolling, hang on a second. Okay. Will you be competing this year? What format, with what hounds do you plan on competing with?
Well, most of my stuff is old. I've got kennel partners, Greg Hunter, Matt Spencer, two good guys. Crazy as hell, though. But they know dogs. And we've got some young pups together. Got this young dog out of Trent stuff, which is, right now, man, he's probably the best thing I've seen in a long time for his age. And we're kind of flip-flopping on exactly where we want to drop him and when. You know, everybody's goal is different. Mine is to finish a dog in Little Pack in Midwest. You know, I really don't need to finish it in Little Pack, but I'm just a big fan of Midwest. But to do them both shows a dog has brains to me, and the ability to do things that some dogs can't. But if we drop, it's going to be, at his age, we're going to probably drop in a Little Pack, maybe this weekend. Next.
Alright. Now, next question.
Yeah, go ahead. Did I answer that good enough?
What accomplishments have you and your hounds earned in the sport?
Well, I haven't killed anybody. That's been hard. Real hard. But, you know, I have finished. I said finished. There we go. That's a lie. I championed a 13-inch bitch, 11 years old. She won 5-6 hunts back to back. I think she needs one win to grand, but hell, she's 13 now. I might go do it. but it was real fun running her, and I've had some pups that's finished out grands in Little Pack. That's about it. I'm not one of these Hall of Fame guys, one of these Grand National heroes or anything like that. I've probably accomplished, my biggest accomplishment is probably not getting shot for calling bullshit, you know? But
yeah.
But I'm good with it, you know?
Right.
I don't have to be the center of attention. I'm not worried about having a big name stud dog. I really don't even like to sell dogs. It's kind of giving part of you over to somebody else, and you got to worry about somebody else putting them on a chain, and then come hunting season, take them off, go, oh, that damn Peyton, he sold me some shit, man. Screw you, Peyton Beagles. I ain't into that, man. That caused me to whip somebody's ass. So I try to avoid that. Next.
you run evolved between first getting into competing and now?
Well, before I bought my pups, my first pups and shit, I had run and watched little pack dogs. Hell, there was one guy had some of them gay dogs, and I thought I was gonna die of boredom watching them. And I'm not knocking his dog. I just gotta have action, man. I like aggressive, hard-hitting dogs. I don't care. You can say, oh, watch them, I throw a blanket over them as they come by on line. Screw it, man. Throw some buckshot in their ass. Get them to speed up. You know, that was kind of my thinking. And, you know, after watching little pack dogs, which was most of what's around me, was the live action dogs, you know. The go get it. Run the catch, you know. Let's not screw around. Let's go. And the two pups I got were Northway. They didn't have the not screw around, let's go dogs, you know. And between now and then, and being introduced to Midwest and watching some of these dogs that have been successful in both, man. They're hard hitting. They don't have to swing hard to take the front. They can drive a rabbit extremely well in Little Pack and Midwest, and that's just where I've transitioned.
I don't really know, but anyway, so.
Yeah, me and Travis.
Okay, from early on in RRD history, as someone who understands and supports the concept of RRD, what, in your opinion, should have been done differently, and what should we be doing now to strengthen the group, and what we are about for the nature of the sport? What do we need to do to have strong membership with the concepts we try to promote?
Well, look, RRD started over Charles Jenkins bullshit, you know. He was kind of like a Hitler of beagling on that group. If you mention a Blue Tick or Reggie or a Little Pack or something like that, he would annihilate you, and if you said anything back, he'd boot your ass. And there was probably 12 of us on there one day. Paul Blackburn, Travis, Kyle Chris, Trent, and you know how we are. We're going to give it back to them dry. We all got booted. And Travis called me and he was talking about, yeah, that was some bullshit, wasn't it? And I said, yeah, well, we'll show him. I just created a group. Let's make it no rules. Worst idea ever, dude. Worst idea ever. It was cool when it was just us and we all knew each other and everybody could take it. You know what I mean? Nobody was pussified. And it was all in fun. Well, we started letting people in. And our whole thing was, don't boot anybody. We're slick enough, funny enough, we can shame them into quitting, run them out of here. You know what I mean? Beat them to death with facts and humor, and they'll run. And that worked for a while. But then there's a special breed of people who think they're not retarded, and they don't get that they are getting hammered, and they think they're winning, and they wouldn't leave. Well, what do you do then, man? Your group's pretty much hijacked by a retard. It's a bad situation when a group says, no rules, you know? But the fact is, there wasn't no way to get rid of them. So we added the no over the top and this and that. And RRD has evolved every 6 months since it was started. Every 3 months, really. It changes with the people. You know? And at one time, we were real funny. You know, me, I hope I'm funny. I'm probably not. Trent, we had our thing on there and people got off on it, you know, me and him going back and forth, which we laughed our asses off. Travis, Kyle was always a flat humor, but he'd make you roll, dude. And we worked together. Chad Campbell came in, and he was slick. But I'm pretty sure even he'll tell you at a point, you get a certain breed of people that just want to see you fail. So they go out of their way to try to make you look bad. And instead of doing anything, you're constantly on the defense or the attack, you know, back and forth. And it gets to be mundane, and people get tired of it. And then at one point we changed, you know, as Beaglers, most of the people I know are caring people. You know, they're pretty hardcore, but they care. And when you see a fellow Beagler down, man, and they're a good dude, you do what you can for them. And if we had this group with so many people in it, why not use it to help ourselves, help our members, help somebody in need? And man, we did that. I'm proud of what we all did doing that, you know. Jeffrey Graves, I mean, there's a list of people who Travis, I mean, all kinds of people. You stepped up and made things happen. You know, I always had the ideas, but my ideas are shit. If the only way my ideas done anything was because of a certain group of people in the core of RRD that made things happen, you know, I can say, hey, go hit that dude in the eye. But if I send, you know, a dwarf, anorexic dwarf to do it, I'm probably not going to get the results I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It was the people, the right people doing the right thing the right way. And you know, well, I say the right way, Crabtree will fucking chime in on that. You know, we done some things out of thin air real quick to make things happen, and sometimes they didn't go exactly perfect because we still had all the fuckery going on. You know what I mean? The shenanigans were all going on while this is going on. RRD was like 4 or 5 different things at one time, and you only had a core little group trying to control everything, trying to make things happen and level things out. Then you had all these other people, which a whole lot of them were just out to see you fall on your ass, you know. And that's kind of what drove all of us. Trent, you know, a bunch of us. No single person can take credit for anything. You know, I might have had ideas, but it took a big lot of people to make them happen. And for that, I'm proud. I'm proud to know the guys that done it, you know. And some of them guys now, you know, I might be pissed off at them because things that's went on, and now there's another group, BT, whatever. That's Trent. Trent's Trent. Trent loves getting your head, have a laugh. That ain't changed. I still love the dude, you know. I considered him a brother. So out of the whole thing, the conflict with me and him's hurt the most, you know. Now, Stephen Andrew Hayes, good guy. I ran with him, you know. I'm not big on fake accounts, even though I was the first to do that. But it was a joke, and everybody knew it. I say what I say, and I say it as me. I don't need a fake account. I don't need to go in another group and put you on fucking blast, man. I can say it with you on there, you know. When we done the call out shit on things that are wrong in different organizations, it wasn't to topple down an organization or nothing. It was just to hold a mirror up and say, look, dude, this is some of the shit that needs fixed. We're not your employees. We're your customer, and we're telling you this. You know, some things need changed. And That's what it was all supposed to be about. And helping people and having a good time. But you know, you get a bunch of people in with different personalities and different motives, you know, and you got your haters, your bench warmers. You know, it gets to be too much to try to control or do anything with. I mean, you yourself can see right now, when's the last benefit we done? When's the last good RRD's done? What's BT done except talk about RRD? Neither one of us are really doing anything worth a shit. And it is what it is. And people's not perfect. I'm not perfect. The shit that went down, I played my part in. I had messaged the guys, and I was getting notorious for spazzing out. I mean, hell, you've seen some of the long shit I've posted on RRD. But to me, the concept of RRD and RD meant something. And it took me a while to see that what RRD was to me isn't for everybody else. You know, there's some that are all about it, like me. The concept of being honest at all costs, I mean, I'm the dude that done that shit. You know what I mean? I put it out there more than anybody. I went to somebody's defense and my dirt got spilled by me. Because I figure if I wasn't going to be honest and tell it how it is, how can I expect other people to? You know what I mean? And so I'm known as that guy now, the Map Quest. But it is what it is. And I don't know. The concept, I like to think that one day we can get the group, whether it's going to be back to 12 people, or rather, you know, I hope people learn from what we do and do it. You know, if BT steps up and they're bigger than RRD and they're helping people and doing this, God bless them, man. Hell yeah. If you're holding that mirror up and saying this is what's wrong, and you're doing it in a way that brings change and trying to bring young people in, young men and women into the sport with this notion that, yeah, this shit happens, man, but you ain't got to do it. You can do it right. You can be an advocate for making it better. You know, represent it better than these cats, us, everybody else. If you can do that, make 25 damn groups. We don't care, because this is what we've been about. You know? And right now, we're not much. I mean, everybody on there knows it. You know it, I know it. We've talked about it. We're just another ragtag group, you know? Kind of like, hey, we want to hunt. We won a big hunt last year or 10 years ago. That's what it feels like. We done some cool shit a long time ago. And we ain't done nothing cool for a while. And a lot of that's because of conflicts in the group. And I had messaged, and I'm a human. I take shit to heart, and I let shit eat at me. And I was about to lose my damn mind in this group, man. I can't stand fake people. I swear to God I can't. I'm me, you know, 24/7. I'm like this at a hunt. And a lot of guys will tell you, dude. I don't care. I don't trade in my man card to go anywhere with anybody. I'm me. You don't like me, jump. I mean, it is what it is, but I can only take so much like everybody else. And I done my shit. I didn't always do what's right. I tried to keep a level playing field. You know, what's the first group you ever seen anybody kick Frank Miller in the nuts, you know? And that dude's a cool dude, you know? We had our conflict. You know, I've kicked Travis in the nuts. He's busted me. We've all busted each other, but where else are you going to find that on a dog sales page, man? Nowhere. You can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, you can go to BT now and get slammed by the wolf pack or whatever they are now. But RRD done it right. You know what I mean? We took the egos out of it. We had fun. It wasn't about selling dogs, selling shit. stroking our egos. But it's just changed. A lot of it not for the better, some of it for the better, you know. I think some people look at, well, they're either going to look at me and RRD as the villains, or Trent and BT as the villains, when in fact, man, there's some cool cats over there. Kelly Bonet, Chris Thompson, Trent. If you know Trent, he can't get to you because you know how to deal with him. You know what I mean? You know exactly what he's doing and you know how to give it back to him. But, yeah, you know, some of the other ones on there I don't give a shit about because they're just sitting over here every day with nothing to talk about there. When if you're supposed to be the new RRD, do it right, man. Do it right. Help people. Call it like it is. And don't just be a pack of bashing bitches. You know? But no, they got to sit over here in RRD and watch what we're doing every day. Oh, there's an interview. Well, we're going to have two tonight. Good luck. Good for you, man. If you can do it better. Do I give a shit? No. No. But put down your damn egos and do something for other people, man, like it's supposed to be done. If you're going to be the next RRD, do it right. You know, don't sit over there bitching because RRD had these so-called rules, which has been the same freaking rules forever. No over the top. You know, you don't pull kids in when you're supposed to be promoting a sport to younger kids and then call that kid a rapist and bash him because some chick told you he said she didn't run her damn dogs. I don't give a shit. That's not what we was about. And as somebody, and I kind of feel like I was the person to call bullshit on stuff like that and keep it right, you know, I had to call it. Had to call it. And, you know, some shit we didn't call, got a little out of hand. It is what it is. I still think he's a good dude. I still think that was bullshit. It is what it is. And if you ever want to talk to me about it, I'm easy. But, I don't know, man. I'm rambling. But there's a lot of history. Right now there's some bad blood, and I'm not trying to direct it toward anybody, but in my head I'm thinking about some of these fuckers that are sitting here watching everything we do, then going over, copying and pasting, you know. I mean, Stephen Andrews last night, you know, well, it's good to see him not as Ricky Jackson or somebody else fake doing it, but it'd be nice if they was going to be RRD to do it with me on there. You know, and I'm doing the same thing right now, but being I know the Stooges are here, I know it's going to him, so I don't feel too bad about it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
but that's just, Trent don't make me mad. I like talking to Kelly Bonet. I ain't got to talk to him in a while. He says he's not pissed off at me and it's just a different thing for him, which is cool. But that's a cool cat. And he contributed a lot to the group and brought a lot of knowledge with him, you know, knowledge that I respected. But some of these other dudes that's sitting over there, yeah, we're going to do two interviews tonight and we're going to do this, just copying and pasting what we're doing. To me, those are the fake fucks, you know, that I don't give a shit about. And I'm sorry about my language, but that was the whole poster thing, so someone get offended, wouldn't be here. I apologize. But like I said, I kind of want to wear my emotions on the sleeve sometime and get passionate about certain shit. And when I get passionate about RRD, it's not that I'm passionate about this thing I created, because it was a group of us that done it. But I'm passionate about the people in there, a lot of them that are my friends, man, that I know are stand up, and I'm not going to let look bad because they're in RRD, you know. I just seen fist fight than that. I always say if they put an octagon at the clubhouse, hunts get better. But yeah, does that answer your question?
yes, sir.
Did I ramble too bad? Psychotic.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I'd like to. I think everybody's everybody stuck it out with RRD. You're the bomb. The guys that get in now and try to keep things going and represent. You know, I even think the guys that's quit, that didn't run out and talk shit about us. Because a lot of guys that quit or got booted that I thought wouldn't went immediately out and within 5 minutes talk shit. You know what I mean? About a whole group. And that's screwed up. It shows a lot about people and motives and personalities, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not cut like that. I'm not comfortable talking. This is killing me sitting here. You know, I've got no and all fucked up and health issues, and I'd rather be swinging than talking. I had that little stroke and I slur sometimes, and between that and damn fake teeth, man, I sound like a moron and probably rant like a nut. But that's all I got, man. I hope we change for the better. And I hope we get it down to a core group, or even build up, you know, ideally building up the group with honest people is the goal. But how many on here right now are? You know, we still got people on the bench watching. Like I said, a lot of them's just passing notes back and forth. Some of them are just entertained, and I get that. I've learned that. Some people just don't like to mix it up, and that's cool. But ideally, the group would be about cutting up, but not all about cutting up and being stupid, you know. Have some dog talk. There's a lot of people that brings a lot of shit to the table here. You know, Scott Lamb, Travis Taylor, Mike Kleiber's on there. You'll never see him post. He'll like stuff, and dude, I respect that dude. He's one of my favorite dudes at Little Pack Hunts. Just a lot of people sitting there in limbo, you know, that I don't know if they're there just to see the train wreck. But hopefully we get a core group that can advocate the betterment of organizations, hunts, dogs, and promoting the sport and taking care of each other. That's all it should be about. Have fun, man. And if you get real pissed off, meet up in a field somewhere and throw down. Why be a bitch on the internet? You know? It's that easy. You say my dog sucks, let's go run him. You say I'm a bitch, come jump. It's easy to find out. Anytime. You know? That's how it should be for everybody. In my view, I don't know. You know? I've been wrong before. Sorry this interview sucks.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Later.